Okay, hi all, it's Alka. I'm gonna be making a tutorial for Bunker 1 Secret Agent. This will be aimed at 22 to 25. So, for the cinema cutting, you want to skip the first cinema with Z once it's like fully faded in. Like it's fully brined up, if that makes sense. You might have to adjust this timing depending on your pace of the second camera because it swivels. Like you kind of want to get there where it's aimed towards you. I'll talk more about that later. You don't want to instantly skip this because it can unload the key guard. It just messes with guard spawning if you skip this one instantly. So yeah, you just wait for it to fully fade in, and now you just press C, and then now once it's like almost fully faded in, it might be hard to see here, but you can see a bit of the light of the game, the area. It's almost black here. So now, around this point, actually probably a bit earlier than this, like here, you want to start holding Z so you can instantly skip the second seminar. It's kind of like buffering it. The C press, this is very useful for RTA. We do this with both seminars to instantly skip it. Saves decent amount of time anyways. So yeah, you're holding Z from that point, and then now from around this point and until you like actually skip the second seminar. It gets really weirdly hard to see this on some runs because it's very dark and capture cards handle it differently. So if you're analyzing like videos and ranks, it might be worth it to keep that in mind. But yes, anyways, now after you let go of Z, you're gonna want to hold down back right strafe. I also shout out the Tycoon for this run with the input display. Very helpful if we were explaining this. Anyways, so once I noticed it's once I noticed that I actually started skipping, my inputs are going to be like stick all the way to the right on the middle right notch, and the C buttons down right. Yeah, and then now I'm gonna want to hold press B as early as possible. Around here is when I see this on my screen is when I press B. Like when I'm like perpendicular with this like railing is when I press B. And right after I press B, I'm gonna be quick pausing. Quick pausing is that with the B press. Also the B press, you want to like really try to hook it so you can like start open the door as fast as possible. You want to actually yellow it and sometimes miss it by doing it too early. You really want this as early as possible. Save all the frames and temps. And so now, after the quick pause, well, you want to be up right strafe. Like I usually press C buttons like when at during the quick pause, which might get kind of hard. Well, I can do it okay because of keyboard grip, but it might be hard. Just try to yeah, press C right as early as possible. Well, to like just try to press it during quick pause. Up right strafe. It's it might be easier to just look here for inputs. Yeah. And then now you kind of also turn a bit here. You don't want this like little column here. You don't want to get stuck on that, so I kind of turn a bit. And now, once I'm actually out of here, I'm going to be doing just C up, get through there, and then now I actually, once I'm lined up, this dot, like I actually put my dot on the top side of the square of the lens, like the tip of my mouse here. That's where I aim my dot, so yeah. So I aim my dot right there. Because like you want to actually aim it here instead of the center, because when you move towards it, it kind of messes where dot is, if that makes sense. So this is just to compensate for the forward momentum. That's why it's higher. Oops. Anyways, yeah, so shoot that, and then now I want to shoot it, I'm just gonna press B here as early as possible. Also, I really recommend everybody go, even if you're going for like 25, to really do this camera in full C up, not letting go C up, because it really does help save time, and I don't think that's really hard. It's like 50-50 for me, so I think it's worth it just to do it like that. It's it's definitely way faster than like just stopping here and then shooting it and then building up speed again. Just keep all your speed. And now you're gonna press B here, try to do it early, but not try not to miss it. I had that problem. Anyways, you still should try to do the pre-press as early as possible. So I turn and right strafe here, and then I kind of aim for this section of the door, and I try not to get stuck on here. And you kind of have to also go around this crate. Okay, so there's a mechanic I need to explain for this section. But I'll just turn on the game to explain it. So there's a mechanic where, so when you let go of speed, right? You don't instantly come to a spot. You just kind of slow down to a complete stop. So we kind of take advantage of this with this level by like so we kind of let go of C up right strafe here, and then we kind of make sure we come to a complete stop at this section, just left enough to shoot like you also want to time the first thing so that this camera like swivels all the way to here. So yeah. But, yeah, you can do this, and if you're going for like 24, 25, you can do it pretty safe. Like, here's how Frostlock does it. I kind of really like this. Is probably a very good example for people going for 24, 25. Like, you can still get 23 with it, obviously, but like, I think it's probably better to just do it more YOLO than this for 22. So let me show this. So he comes here, he kind of comes to a complete, just barely, not for long. He's at a complete stop for a little bit, and he's just like, barely sees the camera. If one of the biggest mistakes I see beginners make on this level is they go all the way, they like go super far to the right, excessively right, and you have to go all the way. It just wastes like a second, over a second, so don't do that. Just try to shoot the camera from, try to go only as right strafe that direction as far as you need to. That makes sense. Like, yeah, obviously you do it more YOLO here, like the amount you let go of the C buttons, the faster time you're going for, the less time you're going to be holding no C buttons, if that makes sense. So like, look, he barely. There's only like a only like a few frames, where no, several frames where he has no C buttons pressed. Yeah, sorry if I'm a bit rambling, but it's kind of hard to explain. So now after this, you want to turn to the left with, just go from there left strafe. Irie does this turn instant. I like how Irie does his turn. You like, I don't know if you can see it here. No, yeah, you can see it here. Like he down C's and left, down C and left C a bit, just for a bit to kind of get more, make the turn more sharp. If that makes sense. I think this is probably better. I don't do it, and Taiken doesn't do it because of a keyboard. It's hard to. But yeah, this is probably fine for you too. Now you're gonna turn, and well, I should probably actually would recommend wide for this level, and also English. I don't know why the Japanese version is. I don't know. I just don't prefer it. But yeah, people have their preferences. So I'll show what I do for this guard. So I'm gonna have my dot like around here, and then now around when it's like one, around my dot is like one head away. Like that's when I shoot. I mean, next one head to the right of it. That it might be hard to explain, but then and I shoot dead, and that usually often works. This is something that takes practice. Also, sometimes you'll get back boosted by this guard. Uh, it sucks, obviously, with time, but I mean, it also kind of helps with this guard. It gives you more time, but I didn't get back here. And then now for this thing, you want to turn very early, and you want to really not hesitate for this camera. And I also down seed because, well, if you just pause without touching the back wall, you can often get trolled by the guards downstairs, and they'll boost you all the way to right, and some troll stuff happens. So just, I guess, see down here. And now, also, what I do is I have my index on the start button as I'm shooting, so I can pause and react to the shot as instantly as possible. Like I reacted, sometimes I'll kind of pause automatically because I know I'm low on bullets, so I might as well pause there. Whether or not I hit the camera. Anyway, so let me see how he does this. Yeah, he kind of turns here and then. Wow, yeah, that's a really good cam. Yeah, I kind of aim my dot where it would be if it like swivels. And, and now the pause, you can use you might not be able to see it well, but I use like the like when I first do the watch hand, like the second hand, I kind of use that in relation to this die here to kind of judge my pace decimal wise instead of just getting seconds. So if I missed a key, I'll often pause out, and see my pace. Like you want, if you're going for like 22, you want either like a low 8 or a high 7, and you should be getting, when you're in the zone, you should be getting 7 quad outs pretty often. I wasn't that good at it. Iris told me, yeah, I get it like every time. I get like 7s like every time or something. And then now, as I come out, I'm gonna be holding right strafe, and I do this like turn while stretching the right strafe, and now, oh, also when I pause here, I select Soviet first, and then the camera, so that when I'm switching from the camera, it'll instantly go to the KF7. So I go down here, and I kind of around here is when I take the camera, and then I like to look down here. There's this guard here. You can't see him on this one, but he'll often like boost you. No, this no, it's a club guard. I think he'll often boost you here. Usually the boost happens. Ace does something where like if he doesn't get boosted, he'll go to the left of the table. But if he does get boosted, he'll go here. I don't like that. I just like to go to the right of the table every time. That's just my preference, but I think it might be better to do what Ace does. It's, so I kind of go here, look down a bit, and I go here, and then now I'm strafe, and then this shot's going to be kind of different depending whether you go behind or left of the table. Now here's a the KF's the fourth camera is basically a crapshoot. Like it's a total crap. But here's one thing that I found that helps me. So the thing with the KF7 is that the first three bullets of this burst, they're the most accurate. They just are way more accurate. And you'll often see people, that's why you often see on good runs. Well, also it saves time to do it early, but yeah. You'll often see people get that in the first three shots because of the accuracy. So my tip for this is just make sure that your first three shots are like they have a very good shot. Make sure you're aimed here. Make sure when you start shooting that they have a decent chance of getting like just aim your gun and you start have your gun aimed in a good place when the bullets come out. Boom, that's good. And yeah, I actually messed around with doing this with PB7, but I don't think that's that good. It's obviously more. But yeah, I mean, if you're going for something like 24, 25, you can stop here, but I mean, it's obviously slower losing control speed, so it's your call, depending on what PB you have. And now you want to, I don't know, I feel like this movement here is not that good. Now, what I like to do here is I kind of pause like at this section because your residual momentum will kind of move you there. And I think it helps with the boost sometimes. These black guards here, no, not the black. Actually, it is not the black guards. What am I talking about? Anyways, there's no black guards. Forget I said that. Anyways, so you often get trolled by these guards behind you. Like they'll side boost you. You get stuck in one end. Like I'll show you an example here. Like you know, it often happens. So I like to pause like here to it kind of helps with that because yeah, you also want to press B on that door pretty early. Just really try to get through, but obviously you'll get lucky at times. There's not that much you can do about it. Yeah, you got boosted there. Still gets 22, so it's probably would have been 21 without it, obviously. And then now you're the warp. Here, there's different ways you can do the warp. Like, I think people have different preferences. I remember asking about it in Discord, and then people are just arguing. No, two people I think argued about it because But yeah, so just do what works for you, is what's consistent for the final warp, because this warp is pretty not that kind of hard. It also depends on what weapon would you use here for the pause. Crap, Legends loading. What? Like some people select like the KF7 Soviet, so it comes out when they switch from key analyzer. There's also this one style of warping where you like go to arm, then use the key analyzer and kind of use the lag limit to warp. I think what I like to do was I would select unarm. No, I think I'll select PP7 for the key analyzer and then back switch. It's also definitely helps the warp, and it's important to kind of try to press B on the final door as early as possible, like kind of like here-ish. Also, these guards will often back boost you. Oh, not that often. I don't know. It's probably like 1/3. Actually, I'm not sure how often, but it's pretty common. They'll back boost you and stuff. But yeah, I kind of like. I probably do the work kind of bad that get through. But yeah, I personally do it where I go from PP7 to back switch. That's what I prefer. Well, he goes Tycoon goes from Cat 7. I think that's no, that's a forward switch, I think. Yeah, I think most people write straight fit here. I think Irie yeah, I think Irie goes to unarmed here. But yeah, that should be about it. So yeah, leave stuff in the comments if you have any questions. I'm not that good at sometimes I kind of stutter a bit, you know. But yeah, I hope you this helped you with the level. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.